drugs. Jim Courter had claimed the high ground on the drug issue until today. Now Jim Florio is trying to make the most of the Courter camp's embarrassment after one of its key players called very publicly for making some illicit drugs legal. The story from Sandra King.
The legalization of drugs is the direct opposite of what it is that we should be doing.
And as anyone who's followed this campaign can tell you, no one's likely to agree with that more than the GOP candidate for governor.
If I become governor of the state, we're going to have the toughest laws in America when it comes to drugs and crime.
But this headline in today's Trenton Times put Jim Courter on the spot and Jim Florio in the catbird seat. So during a stop in Bayonne to promote his plan for an environmental prosecutor, Florio hastened to spread the word of Bill Mathesius's controversial drug stance.
This statement by his leading spokesman, who has been out on the stump campaigning actively for Jim Courter, I think we're entitled to know whether this is Jim Courter's thinking as well.
And it came as no surprise this afternoon when Courter Press Secretary Don Seco said, of course it is not. According to Seco, Florio's simply making a blatant attempt to mislead the voters.
The Democratic Party chairman of Camden.
But since the Mercer County executive is a key advisor in the Courter camp and a frequent Courter surrogate on the campaign trail, it gave Jim Florio a chance to hit back at the kind of charges Courter has been leveling at him.
Florio was trying to hide his own record on crime and drugs.
Courter's spokesman says his candidate stands by that charge and by the claim he made again today when he spoke to some high school kids in Bergen County.
Talked about the laws that we had and my desire to strengthen them.
That is what Courter's been saying all along. So what will he do now about his friend Bill Mathesius, who thinks legalization is a way to get criminals out of drug traffic and addicts into drug treatment? Well, Courter spokesman Seco says the candidate still will be proud to have Mathesius speak for him, so long as he doesn't speak about drugs. Sandra King, New Jersey Network News, Newark.
The most talked about night's bruising debate between the candidates was when Florio called Courter a liar. The lie, Florio said, was a claim to have sponsored legislation to make Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. Did Courter lie about that? Michael Aron went looking for the truth.
Did you tell the group that you lied when you said that you sponsored the Martin Luther King Day holiday bill?
After Wednesday night's debate, you may have wondered what that charge is all about and whether or not Courter lied. It all depends on how you define lie.
Last July, Courter spoke to reporters and, as the Camden Courier-Post wrote it, said his commitment to civil rights is shown by his votes against apartheid and co-sponsorship of legislation making Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. Courter voted for the bill creating the holiday in 1983, but he did not co-sponsor it. 4 years earlier, he voted against the King holiday bill because he and his party were concerned about creating too many paid federal holidays. In 1984, he did co-sponsor a bill setting up a commission to implement the King holiday and served on that commission. So Courter made a mistake when he told reporters he sponsored the holiday bill, and the Florio people caught it.
He said he co-sponsored the Martin Luther King holiday. Here's the bill. Courter's name isn't even on it. He lied.
In September, the Associated Press had Courter saying he never claimed sponsoring the holiday bill. Courter says today he made an honest mistake, and the Florio people know that.
Yeah, the truth is normally when you vote for something, you just assume that you co-sponsored it. I neglected to co-sponsor it. I co-sponsored other types of bills dealing with Martin Luther King. I think it was making a permanent commission, I believe, and when the question was whether I co-sponsored something on Martin Luther King, I was thinking of the permanent commission and not the original holiday.
Somebody that is so confused. Really, I have some questions as to whether somebody like that can be the governor.
Courter may have been puffing when he told reporters he sponsored the holiday. Florio blows it up and calls it a lie. That's politics. Courter, meanwhile, was just sworn into a second term on the Holiday Commission. 2 years ago, he gave his seat to Jack Kemp, who was then running for president. Now Courter's in a campaign and gets it back. That, too, is politics. Jersey Network News.